tell me what I've done wrong. Woke up this morning feeling fine. There's something special on my mind. Last night I met a new girl in the neighborhood.
Morning, David. Morning.
Something tells me I'm into something.
You and Staff Nurse Taylor enjoy the restaurant in Napoli last night?
Yes, we did. Apart from the fat chap murdering Tosca.
Yes, well, that fat chap you're talking about happens to be a patient of mine.
What, he's been on to you already?
Well, you know, he's not only the worst tenor in the world, he's also an obsessive hypochondriac and a very enthusiastic gossip. This is a very small town, David. News travels fast. The young doctor, the beautiful nurse, the gnocchi.
Gnocchi wasn't on the menu.
Uh-huh.
Oh, excuse me, Gordon.
Ciao.
Mel, have you got a moment?
Not now.
It's important.
I'm really late. Look, I'll see you later. What name is it, please?
Hussey,
I beg your pardon.
Bernard Hussey, Transitional Management Group.
I'll tell Mr. Middleditch you're here.
Hold on. Name tags. Make one out for each member of staff. First name, last name, job, and then we'll all know who we are.
I know that already.
I don't. I'll see my own way through.
Don't worry, Mr. M, I'll make sure.
Ah, Mr. Hussey, the vanguard of the new regime.
Oh, I'm the assistant administrator.
Quite so, as you said in your memo. Let me introduce Ken Hopkirk, our head porter.
Mr. Middleditch has explained to you about the new stationery.
No, but do you want me to order some more? As a matter of fact, my cousin's...
This is the stationery we'll be using henceforth. Invoices, port ledger, petty cash, stores dockets.
What am I supposed to do with these?
I'm sure you'll find a use.
Right.
Killed over in the street.
Mr. Greengrass, are you back again?
And I'm my more handsome twin brother.
Could you put doctor's lights on, please?
How can we be of assistance to you in your great work, Mr. Hussey?
I intend to shadow you for today. That should help decide how to allocate tasks in future. With the changeover, we intend to introduce a larger management team to increase efficiency.
I see. How much larger?
5, 6.
I can't imagine what you'll all do.
That's why I'm here. Now, what is on your schedule for today?
My schedule? Well, Dr. Alway is retiring today, and I have got to write a speech for his farewell party at lunchtime. Do you really intend to sit there and watch me?
If you don't mind. When I was in chemicals, we always found this type of exercise invaluable.
I'm beginning to understand why you'll need 5 or 6 people to do my job. You don't think it would be more useful to introduce yourself to the medical staff?
Meet the troops. Excellent idea.
My loss will be their gain.
Has Dr. Alway really been here since 1937?
I hope so. I'm not having it engraved again. Can I help?
Hussey, Transitional Management. It's concerning your flat.
Yes?
Well, currently the hospital doesn't have an accounts office, and looking at the plans, matron's accommodation would seem to be the optimum site.
You want me to move out of my flat?
You wouldn't want to live in an accounts office, would you?
When you come to know the Royal a little better, you will see that matron needs to be on call 24 hours a day. That is why she has a flat in the hospital.
You know, when I was in chemicals, I always found there was a tendency for middle management to believe they were indispensable, but they never are. I leave you to your important work.
They can't move you out of your flat. That's outrageous.
No, that is the shape of things to come.
I've knackered me back.
Dr. Cheriton?
It reminds me of that Tom Jones song. You know, the green, green grass is home. Yeah. Check him over once he's settled.
Thank you, Doctor. Alan, you can put those in the store. Ken,
Those, please. Thank you.
Mr. Greengrass.
Sister Bridget, I thought I'd died and gone to heaven.
There may be some chance of the former, but I wouldn't count on the latter.
What do you mean you're not an angel?
No, but I need the patience of one where you're concerned.
Where's my clothes?
You're not going anywhere. Stay put. Now, you know the drill, Mr. Greengrass. Open wide.
Hope that's been washed. Well,
What's up with you?
Found this up on Milner, right by Greengrass's bed. 300 quid.
Must have fallen out of his coat.
Did you see it fall out?
No.
No, neither did I. So, it's lost property until someone can prove it belongs to them.
Yeah, but if we know it's his, it's thieving, isn't it?
No. It's playing it by the book.
Sister, what's your last name?
I've got one.
But for the badge, I have to put first name, last name, job.
Put first name sister, last name Bridget.
What about job?
Sister.
Sister Bridget, sister. But it don't look right.
Doesn't matter. I won't be wearing it.
Good morning, Lizzie.
Dr. Allway, how are you?
All the better for seeing you.
Will you be needing a name tag, seeing as how it's your last day?
No. And if doctors are having to wear name tags, I'm very glad it is my last day.
Did you know about Mr. Hussey's plan for my flat?
I'm sorry, I should have mentioned it, but I rather doubt if anything will come of them.
I don't see how I can do my job. Not the way I want to, if I have to move.
We all have to adapt, I'm afraid.
I'm not really the adapting type. I'd like to offer my resignation.
I'm sorry that I can't accept it.
I've put it in writing. I really think it's for the best.
Meryl, you don't know what matron's name is, dear?
She doesn't need a name, she's just matron.
I think Mr. Hussey's going to have a word with her.
I don't think that's such a good idea either. No cheese in today, I'm keeping my head down.
We just can't seem to keep you away, can we, Mr. Greengrass?
that's all down to Sister Bridget, Doctor. I was missing her tender, loving care and beautiful smile. Oops.
Yes. Now, Dr. Cheriton has very generously handed you over to me. He suggests you might be anemic, so I'm afraid we're going to have to take some blood from you.
Yeah, I'm used to that. People are always after it.
Sister Bridget.
I'd be delighted.
So tell me, what have you been up to? Nothing too strenuous, I trust?
The odd parachute jump, climbed a couple of mountains, swam the channel. Nothing special.
Yes, well, Sister Bridget said you were exhausted when you arrived here.
That's probably why I was falling over a lot. I thought it was the drink. I hope you've got a licence for that.
What do you do?
Hello, Mr. Rose. I haven't done you a name badge. We all have to wear them now. New rules.
Don't worry. I'll fill it in.
Oh, thanks.
Are you looking for something?
Oh, I feel a bit cold because I don't feel too good.
You're not looking very well. That's why you should be in bed. Come on.
I know, but
Come on.
I wanted to use it to hide it down.
Oh,
Cheers.
Thank you.
We haven't met. I'm Hussey, and you are Dr. Crippen.
At your service.
And what do you do?
Cut people up.
I got a letter this morning. I've been offered a new job.
You've hardly been here 5 minutes.
Before I applied here, I was interviewed for a research post in London. I didn't get it, but the first choice candidates pulled out, and now they've offered the job to me. It's a fantastic opportunity.
Well, congratulations.
Meryl, the thing is...
Ladies and gentlemen.
I don't want to miss this speech. Come on.
Dr. Allway has asked me not to make a speech. But after working here for over 30 years, he will know that I never listen to advice from doctors.
Mr. Middleditch.
Ah, you see? I'm being heckled already. This must be a record even for one of my speeches.
It's an emergency. Barrowby Bridge. A coach has crashed.
Gonna see the riverman. Gonna tell him all I can about the plan.
All heading for the same place?
Looks like it.
The other day,
If it tells me all
well, we can't pretend it didn't happen. And there were reasons why we kissed.
Look, I really don't think this is the right time. Okay?
I just need you to know it doesn't change the way I feel about you.
Well, like I said, this isn't the right time. Oh my goodness, look.
I'm concerned about this crash. The police estimate there may be 30 casualties. The hospital can't possibly cope.
So will you turn the ambulances away at the door, or shall I?
When I was in chemicals, the golden rule was never exceed capacity.
In this business, we have to be rather more flexible, I'm afraid. Matron, we'll need the night staff nurses back on duty.
They're on their way.
Well done. Jim!
Yes?
Where are you going?
Well, I can see how it is. I'll only be in the way.
You haven't retired yet. Mr. Rose has agreed to stay because of the emergency, and he needs an anaesthetist.
Well, what about Dr. Cheriton?
Dr. Cheriton is running casualty. Mr. Rose is expecting you.
Oh dear, I wouldn't like to keep Mr. Rose waiting.
Absolutely.
Cleared space in the consulting rooms, like you said, but there's no beds.
Mr. Hussey, 3 consulting rooms, 3 beds. Can you manage that?
Where do I get them?
I'm sure a man who's been in chemicals for as long as you can work that out for himself.
What happened?
We reckon the brakes overheated. Came down here, driver couldn't make the bridge, lorry coming the other way.
How many still in the coach, do you think?
Don't know yet, reckon there's a fair few.
Who have you got out that looks critical?
Oh, the driver's in a bad way.
All right, put him down here, please.
Take him now.
No. We've got to check him first. I don't want anyone moving anybody till we've had a chance to assess them.
And Dr. Wetherell, can you tell me your name?
Airways clear. Pulse is very fast.
Got some depressed ribs here.
He's losing blood somewhere.
Spleen.
We can't risk it. This man's a priority. How long will it take you to get him back to the Royal?
20 minutes.
Well, he needs to be back there in 15. May I use your radio?
May be able to pull the wool over the doctor's eyes, but in my book, if you're running around the ward, you're not sick at all.
Yeah, the doctor said I was only...
Malingering? Now, we have a big emergency on today. You are not to leave this bed. Is that understood?
The way I'm feeling, I don't think I ever will.
Sister, Matron asked if you could come to casualty. Have you word about Matron?
What about her?
She's handing a notice.
Nonsense.
I saw the letter.
You shouldn't go gossiping about it, Lizzie.
But Matron can't leave. Couldn't you talk to her?
Me? She won't take advice from me.
This is the coach driver.
Yeah, we got the message. We'll take him straight to theatre, Kent.
Have you any idea how many more we should expect?
Fair number. Not all as bad as him. There's 2 more ambulances on the way.
Are they coping at the scene?
Just about. I've seen some crashes down there, but nothing like this. It's a right mess.
Well, good luck. Ah, another customer. Sister Bridget, we'll need more help in here.
Right.
What was Dr. Ormerod's diagnosis?
Ruptured spleen.
I tend to agree. Whenever you're ready, Dr. Allway.
We're going to patch you up, old chap.
Staff nurse, would you be so kind as to fetch my tobacco pouch? I suspect this will be a 2-pipe operation.
The
miss all this in London.
Listen, I might not go. That's what I wanted to ask you about.
I've been to London twice, you know. First time, I saw Santa Claus and Mr. Holly at Selfridges. Second time, it was Ken Dodd at the Palladium. I don't have much else to say about London.
Do you want me to stay here?
What's that got to do with it? Look, I'll see you later. You know what his lordship gets like if he has to wait for his tobacco.
You're doing fine. I'll try not to be too long. Jill! Have you got any more splints?
No, I haven't. We're running out of plasma as well.
Well, let's see if I can get some more sent out.
Look, there's still people inside here. They're going to be the worst injured.
Well, let's get in there then.
Matron. It seems there's a rumour going round that you're resigning.
Is there?
I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but I'd be very sad to see you go. I've always thought that nursing's not a job. It's a vocation.
So did I. But it would seem we're hopelessly old-fashioned. It's a job now. Cut.
Thank you, Dr. Allway.
My pleasure, Dr. Crippen.
Pity you're retiring just when you're beginning to show some promise.
Perhaps it's best to quit while you're at the top.
Hardly at the top. Out of the foothills, certainly. Cut.
Hey up, Claude. You look as though you've lost a bit of weight.
That's not all I've lost.
All right. Yeah. Anything I can help you with?
Like what?
Well, you said you'd lost something.
Yes.
I may have found something.
Oh, really? Well, if there's something you found, is there something I've lost? I'd like it back, please. Don't worry. I'll cross your palm.
But the thing is, if I had found something, I'd have to hand it straight over to the police.
Oh, yeah. And pigs might.
Well, I don't see as I have any choice. I mean, you haven't reported anything missing, have you?
No, but then again, I've not been well, have I?
No. Shame.
Right, I'm Dr. Wetherill. What's your name?
Frank Oswald.
Hello there, Frank. Right, now. Your foot's trapped, so I'm gonna give you something for the pain, and then we're gonna try to get you out, all right?
Need any help?
Yeah. Yeah, could you try to get round to the other side to see his foot?
Okay.
What?
We need some help down here now! Please!
Let's have some hands here quickly, please.
Looking for something?
Mr. Middleditch asked me to locate some beds.
Well, you're not going to find them in there.
There should be a store's inventory listing the location of every item of hospital property.
Don't need one. It's all in here.
Well, that's not good enough. The first thing I noticed about this hospital was a general reluctance to put anything on paper.
Mr. Middleditch isn't much of a one for red tape. Just likes to get the job done.
And I imagine that suits you very well, doesn't it? You might even, as they say, make a bob or two on the side.
I resent that. And unless you've got some proof, you're for the high jump.
£300 in that drawer. Where did this come from?
Oh, that's... I can explain that. I found it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hopkirk, but I wasn't born yesterday. I shall be bringing this to Mr. Middleditch's attention, and you may be the one that's for the high jump.
What do you think?
It's almost severed. I think they're going to have to amputate.
Poor kid.
We've got another one, Doctor. We can get in through the side.
All right, I'll go.
No, I'm right behind you.
Why is nobody wearing name tags?
I've had other things to do. We're running out of chairs.
I gave you specific instructions. Kindly see to it. And would you be so kind as to find Mr. Middleditch? I need someone to open the safe for me.
I can do that for you.
I see. And could you type up these notes by the end of the afternoon?
Meryl, how's it going?
Just waiting for the next one. I can't stay.
1 minute.
It's about right for us, isn't it? What is it? 3-night stand, then off to the bright lights?
No, just listen. I haven't decided about taking the job because there was something I needed to know first. I know we haven't known each other that long. But if I did go, would you come with me?
What?
Doctor!
I'm sorry to spring this on you, but I need to decide about the job today.
It's nice to be asked.
Right, what have we got?
His foot was crushed.
Someone get Mr. Rose now.
I've lost the pulse.
Let's get more fluids into him. Can you get another drip ready?
Come on, how are we going to get this opened?
I'm just going to get me gelic, mate.
Hang on, you've seen it done in the films, haven't you? I'll keep Middleditch out.
Alan.
Yeah, come in.
Hang on a minute. My job's on the line here.
Sorry, I'm supposed to be in theatre.
Good God, he's got more lines coming in from than a telephone exchange.
Found a pulse. He's not going to die.
Matron has spoken. I assume the Almighty is listening.
Well, most certainly, if he's got any sense.
Into the anaesthetics room.
Mr. Middleditch.
Ah, the very man I wanted to see. Have you got those beds yet?
No, there's something that's come up.
I want those beds now, before this hospital turns into something reminiscent of the Crimean War.
But you're Mr. Hopkirk.
Yes, the person I should have spoken to in the first place. Lizzie, can you find your father for me, please? Can you use a mop?
I'm a manager.
Then kindly manage to keep out of the way.
Dad?
Lizzie, I can't explain.
Mr. Middleditch needs you now.
Listen, could you give us the combination of the safe?
Of course I can't. That's confidential.
I know that, but it is a bit of an emergency.
There's a lot of an emergency out there. And Mr. Middleditch said now.
Oh. Caroline. Could you fetch Dr. Ormrod, please? This is his wife. Do you want me to do that? Yeah.
I just don't understand what she was doing on this coach in the first place. I mean, she never said she was...
I'm sure she had her reasons, Gordon. And aside from the head wound, I really can't see anything else wrong with her, so...
Right, yeah.
Right, I'll go and see where the ambulance has got to. Right?
How is he?
Oh, better than he was. Just hope he wasn't planning a career as a footballer.
Did you amputate?
Yeah, the crash did that. I just finished the job. Very dirty wound. Cleaned it up as best I could, but there's a chance of septicemia. He'll need antibiotics. If you let me know when he comes round, I'll speak to him.
It's all right. I'll do that.
Thank you.
I've been thinking about that cash you lost. I reckon it must be yours. I did find it right next to your bed.
And you realised it couldn't have been Sister Bridget's wage packet?
Anyway, here's the lost property, Chitty. All you've got to do is sign for it and you can have it back safe and sound.
You've got more chance of knitting frog arm signing note.
You won't get it back otherwise.
I'll go and get me a cup of tea, 3 sugars, not too much milk while I think about it. And a piece of cake.
Do you want to take a break, Alan? I'll do this.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, thanks.
Heard about the operation?
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to think?
Not really. I like the work here, though.
There are jobs in London.
But I'm 24 and I'm doing the job of a sister. I'd never get that in a big hospital.
You don't have to live in London. That's why I wanted to talk.
Look, it's not just moving. I want promotion. One day I'd like to be a matron. You're not the only one with a career.
I'm sorry, Claude. I'm going to need a signature.
What's in it for you, Ken?
Nothing. I'm just doing my job.
That'll be the day. I know a worried face when I see one. Come on. What's it? And I want the truth.
All right. There's been a bit of a misunderstanding. This new manager thinks I've nicked it. If we don't think of something fast, you're going to lose your money and I'm going to lose my job.
Remind me, though, what money is it you're actually talking about?
Jill, could you drive my car back to the Royal, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. All right, gently. Thanks. She's going to be all right.
Is there anything I can do?
No. Thank you.
Are you going to sign?
I don't know, Ken. I don't like the idea of signing out.
Okay. Maybe I should go to the police. There's got to be something dodgy about that cash.
Yeah, hang on. I'm sure we can sort something out.
You've changed your tune.
Yeah, well, I'm very versatile like that, but it is actually my money, you know.
Can you prove it?
I wouldn't have to if you hadn't stuck your oar in, would I?
All right, well, where did you get it from?
All right. There's this old farmer lives up on the moors. They call him Happy Jack because he's always miserable. And he died about a year ago when I was in Barbados, and nobody's been up there since then.
Look, can you just...
Well, I'd done some work for him, and I'd never got paid. I knew he didn't trust banks, so I knew his money would be hidden somewhere, but it took me all night to find it.
Was it in the teapot?
No, it was stuck between the pages of a pipe. But you know what they say, blessed are those that help themselves.
Aye, and stuff to those who can't prove where they got the money from, so get thinking fast.
Can you take over, please, sister? I need to find out where my children are.
Yes, you do that. Don't worry, she'll be fine now.
What's the story here?
There's been a bit of a misunderstanding about some money. I don't know whether Mr. Hussey's said anything to you.
No, and I don't want to know.
Well, the thing is, he's told me I could get the sack.
Did he indeed? Oh, I don't want that. I'll be in reception if I'm needed.
Come on, Lizzie?
1886, the date the Royal was founded. Mr. Middleditch always says it's useful to remember, just to be on the safe side.
Oh, I'll remember this.
You better add. Mr. Hussey asked me to type up this report, all the changes he wants to bring in. If he has his way, I'll be out of a job too.
Frank,
What's happening?
you're in the Royal at Elsinby. You were in a bad accident.
I remember.
You've had an operation. Your foot was very badly damaged in the crash. The doctor had to amputate it.
But it's there. I can feel it.
No, I'm sorry.
Do I get a parrot? And an eye patch and all?
Lizzie, have there been any messages for me? It's important.
No.
All right. Can you please phone Mrs. Malkin for me? She's our next door neighbour. And tell her that I will pick up the children, but not just yet, as soon as I can. And will you tell her that Caroline's been hurt in a crash? Just so she knows.
Is there anything else?
No. Thanks. No, there's nothing.
Dr. Omerod. I'm really sorry.
Gordon. I'm afraid Caroline has severe head injuries and a fractured skull.
Brain damage?
Don't know. I'm having a move to Ashfordley General.
What is it you're not telling me?
Oh, nothing. It's not my field. But you must realize it.
Yes.
I'll go with her in the ambulance. I suggest you make whatever arrangements you have to and follow on by car.
Slacker.
The first time I've sat down all day.
Me too.
Want some?
Thanks.
If you want an answer, I haven't even thought.
Don't think. Tell me what you want. All we've done is talk about jobs and careers and where we live. None of that matters. What I should have said... What I should have said is I love you. What do I have to do? Marry you?
You don't even know me.
I know you enough.
Who says? All right, if you're serious, give me 3 good reasons why I should go away with you, let alone marry you.
I just said I love you.
That's a reason for you to marry me, not the other way round. I want 3 proper reasons. Here we go again. Just the one. All right.
Well done, Alison. I really do need to speak to you about your Porter Hopkirk.
I'm sure it can wait.
When I was in chemicals, a personnel matter of this importance would have been dealt with post-haste.
Well, you are in hospitals now, and at the Royal we put the patients first. At the moment, there are at least a dozen of them who require transport to take them home. If you really want to make yourself useful, find the list of volunteer drivers and arrange that transport for them. Ah, matron. Have all the passengers been accounted for now?
We've just seen to the last one.
Right, well, in that case, would you make sure that all the nurses have a meal break? You too.
I don't need a break.
Well, I do. I don't feel right in taking it while you're still at work.
Mr. Middleditch, patient wants to have a word.
Oh, come on.
Well, the thing is, I've got to go to Ashfordley, so I was just wondering whether there was any way you could possibly look after them. No, of course not. No, of course I understand. Thanks.
How is she?
Still unconscious. They're transferring her to the general.
Is there anything I can do?
No. I've got to find someone to look after the children.
Right, well, I'll do that for you.
But you're going to be needed here.
I'll see to it. Go on.
Right.
Go on. Really.
I've got to go.
Oh, Gordon. Car keys. You drive carefully.
Not that it's any business of mine, Mr. Greengrass, but where exactly did this £300 come from?
King Farouk.
Really?
Yeah, it's an os. I had it in a accumulator, a Catterick, with Midland Boy and a couple more. So what, 200 quid of it. You know, I've got the betting slip somewhere. That's unless it's gone missing and all.
What about the other 100?
That was my life savings. I mean, every penny I got in the world. I mean, I think it's terrible, Mr. Middle, for somebody to come and nick something off somebody who's sick and when they're unconscious.
Why has it taken you so long to tell us all this?
Well, I've not been very well, you see. I've got more things wrong with me than the doctors have got cures for. In any case, I think it could be an inside job.
I want all the walking wounded seated in alphabetical order.
Do you want them walking or sitting?
Sitting. They keep moving around.
And that's why they call them walking wounded.
But I can't count them if they don't stay still.
If they sit down, they'd be sitting wounded.
It doesn't matter. I need to know how many of them are here.
Well, I've got a list.
Why didn't you say?
You never asked. Do you want me to give them badges?
No.
Suit yourself.
Excuse me, is this yours?
Yes.
It was on the floor, someone could have tripped over it.
Then there'd be the falling down wounded.
If you could just take a bit more care. We've had enough accidents for one day.
Do you think she's really going to leave?
I've no idea.
What will she do? The Royal, it's her whole life. She's always here.
I'm sure she'll have plans.
Has she told you?
No. She wouldn't do that. When you come to think about it, there's more I don't know about her than I do.
I've always wondered who he is. He's a bit of all right.
He was my fiancé.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was in the RAF. He was killed in action.
I didn't mean to speak out of turn.
Who wants more tea?
I have a feeling I know what you're going to ask.
It's about the bus driver.
He's recovering from a major operation. You can see him tomorrow at the earliest.
Fair enough.
Officer, I'm sorry to interrupt. I need your help with a small matter that has just cropped up. Would you come in?
Can I ask you something?
Go on.
Your fiancé, what happened to him? Was that why you became a nurse?
Yes, I suppose so. Seemed like a useful thing to do.
Isn't it still? Sister Bridget said you'd never change your mind. But you should.
You've all been discussing my future, haven't you? You obviously have far too much time on your hands. I'll bear that in mind when I'm drawing up the next rota. You should be back in casualty.
I've got a reason.
What?
I'll make you laugh.
My aunt's dog does that.
But I don't sniff lampposts or bark at strangers.
Wait, you're a consultant?
See, that's a reason.
Could you phone Mr. I. Chapman and ask him to collect patient Andrews, see Mrs. Where's she gone?
Mr. Hussey? PC Bellamy, Ashfordley Police. Can I ask you a few questions, sir?
I beg your pardon?
Did you take an envelope containing £300 from the lost property store in Mr. Hopkirk's office?
Yes, it's in the hospital safe.
No, it's not. Mr. Middleditch, check that for me.
You saw me put it there.
No, I didn't. You gave me that report to type.
This is ridiculous.
I've checked the lost property inventory and you didn't record it there.
Is this yours, sir?
Yes, but
Do you mind if I have a look inside? What's this then?
I did not put that in there. I tried to explain to Mr. Middleditch.
On the face of it, I think we've a pretty strong case here.
I think this is perhaps a matter that we can deal with internally.
Right. Well, I'll leave it with you then.
Lizzie, why are all these people still here?
I was waiting for Mr. Hussey to organise something.
Mr. Hussey, has it never occurred to you that the chemicals industry may be missing your talents and that given your failure to grasp even the basics of patient care and your, well, shall we say, carelessness with other people's property, they may be better employed there?
You're all in on this, aren't you? I shall make a full report.
And so shall I, in triplicate.
I've got hidden talents.
What?
That's reason number 2. I've got a lot to offer.
Such as?
High-level Italian. Always useful in the ristorante Napoli. We'd have had zuppa inglese as a starter.
Look, I didn't know English soup meant trifle.
So it's a good thing that someone with my breadth of linguistic skills was there to look after you. That's 2 reasons.
And how is our patient, sister?
We're hoping for a speedy recovery.
Speak for yourself.
I am.
I'm glad to say that your money has been recovered, Mr. Greengrass.
I had an idea it would all get sorted out.
Usually in these circumstances, it's customary to make a small donation to the Hospital Appeal Fund.
Is it? Well, I'd like to help Mr. Middle, but as you know, I'm nearly an old age pensioner.
Of course. I have, however, one concern. You gave me an account of how you obtained that money. Now, you know young Alan Morris. He follows racing. And he seems to remember that King Farouk fell at the second last.
Does he? What if I were to donate 25 quid?
I was thinking more of 100.
I could probably go to 50.
Agreed.
Are you all right there, Mr. Greengrass?
I think I'm losing the will to live.
3rd reason. You love me too.
You don't know that.
You haven't said you don't.
I said I didn't know. You'll have to come up with something better than that.
This isn't a game, Meryl. Will you come with me?
No. I'm sorry, David.
Fair enough. Any change in my blood pressure, can you let me know?
Could you spare a moment, Mr. Middleditch?
Yes, of course.
Perhaps I was a bit hasty resigning. If it's not too late.
No, it's not. May I ask why you changed your mind?
I remembered why I came into nursing in the first place. It's easy to lose sight of that.
The Royal needs you, matron. Now more than ever.
I think the Royal can manage without me. But perhaps I need the Royal.
Just take a look at your blood test, Mr. Greengrass. You definitely have anemia.
Anemia? I wish it was amnesia, because I'd certainly like to forget a lot of today.
Well, I'm afraid we'll have to keep you in until we can discover what's causing the condition. It's probably the malaria, but there are other things we should rule out.
I might as well move in here for good.
I think you might have to climb over Sister Bridget's dead body first.
Oh, sister, Dr. Sheraton was just saying I might have to move in here indefinitely.
I thought you were going back to Barbados.
Me? Oh, no, you must be confusing me with my more handsome twin brother again.
Well, if you're not going there, I think I might.
Well, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, today we are saying goodbye to Dr. Alway. Jim Alway has always seemed to me to embody everything that's best about the Royal. Dedication and knowledge, born of hard work and experience, compassion and skill, and an ability to see patients as people and not merely caseloads. He also has shown an astonishing ingenuity, verging on the eccentric in solving problems. Today, we are losing not only a colleague, we're losing a very good friend. And that, perhaps, is what has always made the Royal that little bit different. The friendships that we've all made here. And after all that, we fob him off with a carriage clock.
Oh, well, thanks very much. Thank you. Oh, yes, Lizzie told me that I had to wear this badge. Apparently I'm Dr. Always. Well, I do hope that should some locum job come up, I might at least be doctor sometimes. I know you all face an uncertain future. You know, without your work, inside and outside the hospital, lives would have been lost today. It was an example of the Royal at its very best.
Where's Caroline?
They're taking her to Leeds, to the neurological unit. But, as everyone keeps saying, it's early days.
I collected the children for you.
Thanks. Is Lizzie looking after them?
No, Mr. Middleditch had a better idea. Apparently the hospital library has about 57 naughty books. I think Ken's on about number 4. Gordon.
Why was she on that bus? Better get them home.
Hello.
We're going for a drink.
If you want.
Well, I don't know what kind of day you've had, but I could definitely do with half a shandy.
My day wasn't too good either. Some plans fell through.
Really?
It's probably a bad idea anyway.
Well, you don't know my reputation.
What's that?
Half a shandy, and I'd say yes to anything. You taking the job?
We'll see.
Next Sunday, Heartbeat returns at 8 o'clock.
Bunch of kids on scooters and you lot can't even call on a single one of them.
Go on! Get out of it! Those stupid hooligans done to you.
This is my brother, Steve. Steve, this is Dennis.
I'll set the dog on you. He's very fierce.